Okay, so the way your living room should be set up should be based on your need, not what you have to work around. But sometimes that's easier said than done. Interior designer Karen Mills is here to put things in perspective for us. And when we start with a space, where is the actual beginning step? You know, how do we lay everything out and look at it?
I always say empty your room if you can, Belinda.
Okay.
And then sketch it up. Get some graph paper and draw it out, because unless you're remodeling, you're not going to be having different options on what you can do, right? So put those windows in there, put the doors in there.
We're looking at it right now because you've done this so many times for so many different people. Do you remember about this instance and what you were working with there?
Yes, this is a beautiful rustic lodge on a lake.
Wonderful.
Just fantastic. It actually ended up in an international book.
Oh,
and
congratulations
so,
there. Yeah.
You know, the main feature in this room, and I'm going to show you that later, is this fireplace and the view. So yes, that was the starting point.
And we
drawing up the room.
We just saw that blank canvas, which is
Yes.
so great. When you were starting to work, I know you draw together a list, and there's some things that are important to remember.
Yes, there are. So you have to think about what you need in the room. How many people do you want to seat in a living room, right? What you want to do in the room. Do you want to take a nap in there? Do you want to have a drink in there? You know, and you've got to put all that into your plan so it's function first, right?
So we're asking about lifestyle choices. What's going to be the
Yes.
purpose and what's the look and the feel of this space?
Because you're trying to transform that room so it's an actual experience for you. So it's a place where you can come and unwind at the end of the day.
Okay, and you mentioned that the hearth is a definite focal point, and I know focal points are a huge thing for you
They
whenever you're
are.
designing a room.
Yes. So you want to, once you've designed the space, the actual room, then the next step you want to do after you've made that list is determine the main feature, which in that room was the hearth, right? And then you want to start laying the room out so it makes sense. And you want to focus that around the main feature.
Okay, those main features are we're looking at one right now.
Yes.
That really draws it in. And I feel like this is so serene with so many of your rooms. It's like we could just sit there and have a conversation. We want to stay as long as we could.
That's what we focus on, reducing stress, helping you live better. Because your space should be an experience. It shouldn't just be a
love
room
that.
that you walk into. It should tell your story, Belinda.
Okay, well, do you have any more tips for helping us tell that story?
Oh, sure. Think about things you like. So that one we just saw with the fireplace, you'll notice it has a mermaid piece of art over the top of the fireplace.
Wonderful.
That was our starting point. We pulled the colors out of that. We pulled the feeling, because she loves the whole water mermaid.
She's a land mermaid,
experience.
maybe.
Yes, yes. So, and the whole room is based around that piece of art. Sometimes it's an earring that you have on, or a necklace. Sometimes it's a rug. But it's figuring out who you are and then incorporating that in the room. So every time you walk in, you go, oh, that's my room. And I
Okay.
love it. And it puts this huge smile on your face. And I
Okay,
love it when they cry when they walk in the room for the first time, because it's them.
That has to be such a great feeling. Now, can we actually go to maybe one of those reveal moments from the very first picture we saw, looking at that hearth, looking at that rustic room, because we want to see how that came together.
Yes, yes, looking at the floor plan. This is the actual finished room after I
Wow.
laid it out, and I'm obsessed with this. But what I did is I flanked the two chairs on each side of the fireplace, so it really draws emphasis to that. And then the sofa, the biggest piece of furniture, is usually facing your feature point.
And I want to say all of that natural light when you walk in. I'm also glad that that family, they're just going to be hit with that, so much natural delight.
And it's so hard to leave. Even when it's not my house, I get in there and I'm like, oh, I love this.
Yeah. Well, Karen, thank you so much for sharing those stories of the rooms and, of course, living rooms with us.
You're welcome. It was so much fun.
Yeah.